All right, so we're going to write the algebraic steps in the space to the right, and we're going to graph the solution. On the left is where we're going to model the equation and solve for the variable. Okay, so we're going to have a variable on both sides of the equation. Okay, the first one we're going to do together is number 1. Okay, on the board, they're black and white. On your table, the algebra tiles are not. So let's talk about which side is positive and which side is negative. So on your paper, if it's white, that represents a positive, okay? So the long rectangle represents your variable, okay? That's going to represent a positive x, okay? The smaller white square represents 1, the number 1, and that would be a positive 1, okay? And then the black rectangle represents a negative variable, and then the black square represents a negative 1. Are we good so far? Awesome. All right. Your algebra tiles that you have, let's look at the rectangle. The green side represents good. The red side represents negative. You got it. The small squares, the yellow represents positive, and the red represents negative. Is anybody colorblind? Yes. Okay. All right, so go ahead on your table, model number 1 on your desk, and I'll give you time to do that. All right, so we're going to solve for the variable. We want one rectangle on one side. That's our goal. We want one rectangle on one side that represents our variable, okay? And then equals our squares. Are we good so far? All right, so what I see, everything's positive, right? Okay. I have one rectangle or variable here and 2 over here. Okay. We need to combine those and move them. How can we do that? How can we go about doing that? Think about what we did yesterday. Good. How are we going to go about doing that? How are we going to, which side do we need to move them over? It doesn't matter. Then how are we going to do that? Inverse. We're familiar with that? Did we do that yesterday? Yes. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other side, right? So I see more of our variables over here, so let's keep our variable on this side. So what we're going to have to do to move this one over there? What is the opposite of a positive x? A negative x. So go ahead and, so if I added, right, we're just subtracting 1 over here, 1x. What do I have to do to the other side? Subtract. Good. Are we good so far? Okay, what does that do on the left-hand side? That creates what? A 0 pair, right? Okay. What happens over here? A 0 pair. Good. So now we are left with that. We're left with 2 positives on this side. Look, we're down to 1 rectangle. So we're almost there, right? What's next? Julia? Huh? We're trying to combine all of our variables. We want one variable. We want 1x equals a number, right? And so our variable is our rectangle, right? And these are our squares. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other side to keep it balanced. Okay? What's next? How can we get a rectangle by itself? What do we have to do with this? Good. You got it. so you're going to add, you're going to subtract 1 on that side. If we do it to that side, what do we also have to do?
The other side.
Do it to the other side. We got it. Okay. Now what? That creates 0 pair over here. And then right here. Those 2 are 0 pairs. What are we left with? X equals, how many are left? 1. Okay, that's using the model. Are we good? All right, now on the right-hand side, we're going to write the algebraic steps in the space. So I'm going to, what was our original? This was our original tiles, right? And y'all can see the original on yours. Okay. How can I write the equation? How can I write this side? How many x's are there? 1. Good. That's 1x. What do the squares represent? How many are there? 2. Are they positive or negative? Positive. Positive 2. X plus 2. What's the line for? It means equal. Okay? This side equals the other side. Okay, what do I have on the right hand side?
2x.
Good. I have 2 x's. And then how many squares? I have 1. Positive or negative? I have a positive 1. There's your equation. Alright? Now think about what we did with the algebra tiles. What was our first step? Who can recall? Go for it.
To subtract the x's.
Good. And we subtracted 1x on this side, right? So we're gonna, that's a positive, right? The inverse is to subtract x, since we did it on that side. If you want to put your line right there, we're gonna subtract 1x there. If you want to put a 1 right there, that's fine, okay? I am not, but you can, all right? Because you're not going to see a 1, all right? But if you want to physically see it, that's okay. All right, so then this created what? A 0 pair, so we were left with 2 equals, and then what's this? 2x minus 1x is
1x.
good, just 1x. Combined our variables, okay? And then we're left with plus 1. That's a 1-step equation. What do we do next after we combined our like terms? Combining our like terms are our x, our variables. What's next? We're going to subtract what? Good. The opposite of add 1 is to subtract 1. What you do to one side, you do to the other. That created a 0 pair, and look, we're left with 1x. That was our goal, right? And then 2 minus 1 is 1. Did we get that over here? Yeah. All right, so how do we graph that? Kira, how can we graph our solution?
We put a 0 in the middle.
Good. Are we done?
No.
What's next?
We have to make a dot.
Good. What will it is? A closed circle. Are we good? All right. Number 2, with your algebra tiles on your desk, okay, I want you to model it and see what you, with one variable, just like you did up here, and then I want you to try it algebraically. Okay? All right, so number 2, okay, what was the first step? Who wants to share what they did with their model on the first step? Gabby?
I subtracted 2x.
Okay, so you added 2 negatives to both sides, right? Okay, and then that created a 0 pair, right, on that side? So we have no more rectangles on this side. and that created a 0 pair and a 0 pair, right? Now we're just left with 1x. That's what we want. Are we good? Okay. Then, what was the next thing we had to do? You can continue. You can continue.
Then I subtracted 4.
Good. And if we subtract 4 over here, what do we have to do to the other side? Good. We need 4 over here. So that created what? 0 pairs right there. So we're left with, do we have one rectangle on one side? Okay, because that represents x equals what? 3, you got it. Okay, so now on the right hand side, when we solve it algebraically, we should end up with x equals 3. Okay, so what is our original equation? Addie?
2x plus
Good.
7
We had 2x
plus 7.
plus 7. We had 7 positives. And then the line represents our equal sign. And then the other side of the equal sign, we had
3x plus
3
4
positive x's. And
plus 4.
we had 4 positives. We good? Okay. And what would our first step be? Think about what Gabby was telling us with the model. What would our first step be? Yes.
That is 2.
Good. We're going to subtract 2x on both sides. Are we good so far? You don't have this yet? Do it with me. So that created 0 pair, right? And we're left with 7 on that side equals, let's subtract 3x minus 2x is 1x, good, plus 4. Now we have a one-step equation. What's the next step? How do we get x? How can we isolate x by itself? What do we need to do? Good. Subtract 4 on both sides. 0 pair. Now we're left with 1x equals 3. We're good? Questions? All right, how do we graph? Yes. You got it? Good. And you got it. We're good. So we modeled, we solved it algebraically, and now we graphed it. We're good? All right. Number 3, I'm going to get you started. Okay, if you would like to continue using the algebra tiles and that's healthy, please do so. Okay? I'm going to let you choose if you want to continue doing that, okay? What do we have here? How do we write the algebraic equation? What do we have on the left-hand side? What does this represent? Good. We have 2 positive x's. What do we have here? Good. We have 5 negatives. And then we have our line that represents our equal sign. And then what do we have on the right-hand side? Good. We have 1x. And then how many squares? 7 negatives. Do we see that? Okay. See what you can do? We'll see how you do. Who wants to share the first step in solving?
Since the right side has less variables, take 1 away from the 1x away from
Good.
it.
So we're going to, this is a positive x, so we're going to subtract x. And we're also going to do it to the other side. Again, if you want the 1 there, and that's helpful. So x minus x is 0. All right, so we're left with -7 tiles on that side, and on the left side, we're now down to 1x minus 5. What is our next step? Where?
Our next step is adding 5.
You got it. Okay, so that created a 0 pair. And look, we're left with 1x equals,
-2.
you got it, -2. And then you look at the graph. Again, we put -2. And then fill it in on your number line. Questions? All right, let's turn it over. We're going to look at number 5 first. All right, we're going to first model number 5. We're given the equation. Okay, I want you to be able to draw the model. Okay. So what do we have on the left-hand side?
3 x's.
Good. We have 3 positive x's. So go ahead and draw that. How many squares do we have? 6. And then you can model it on your paper, or you can use the tiles. All right, and on the right side, okay, this means we have 2 groups of x plus 2. 2 groups, okay? So that looks like this. This is one group of x plus 2. Are we good? We need 2. So we need one more, right? X plus 2. Are we good?
Oh, we're doing the wrong one.
Number 5, yeah. Questions on how we drew that model?
I just wanted to use
Yes. So you can see that we still have 3x plus 6. And then how many on the right side, how many x's do we have now? 2 x's. And how many squares? We have 4 positives. And I like what Matthew said. He said, did I use the distributive property? Yes. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay? I like showing it with the algebra tile so you can see the 2 groups, okay? And then you're distributed. Are we good with that? All right, let's continue to solve. We'll do this one together algebraically. What would our first step be? Go for it. Good. So we have less rectangles here, okay? So we're going to subtract 2x. Is that what you're going to say? Good. So if we do it to one side, we're going to do it to the other side. So now we're left with 1x plus 6 on the left side. On the right side, that created a 0 pair, and we're left with 4. What's next?
Would you subtract 6?
Yes, you got it. So that gives us, that created a 0 pair, right? And now we're just left with 1x equals what?
-2.
-2. There's our solution. The solution means x equals -2. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and graph it. And make sure you bubble it in. Okay, so when you see the parentheses, using the algebra tiles will probably be helpful to see that distributed. Okay, so with your table, try number 6. 1x on this side and 8 positives, right? Over here, we have 3 groups of x plus 1. Okay? So we have 8 plus x, and look what the algebra tells. You can see the distributive property, right? 3 times x, you have 3 x's, right? And 3 times 1, you have 3 positives, right? Okay? And then I like what Fulvio did. He subtracted x here. He subtracted x here, right? So that created a 0 here. So now we're left with 8 equals 2x plus 3. That's a two-step equation. We did that yesterday, right? Okay, so what's next?
Subtract.
Good. Subtract 3 on both sides. Do it with me. Okay, so that created a 0 here. Now we have 2 x's, okay, and that's fine. 8 minus 3 is
5, 2.
now what?
Now we have to divide it by 2.
Yeah, divide by 2. So x equals 2.5. Are we good? So when you have 2 x's, and we had what, 5? And so each x is 2, right? And then you have 1 left over. You split it in half, they each go there. Okay, that's the dividing. All right? Okay, this was just extra practice. I'm going to pass out your homework. Your homework, you have the equation. I want you to just match each equation with a model and solve for x. So you can just draw a line that matches there, and then that matches there. Okay? You got about 5 problems, and I will pass that out. Make sure you get it, and we'll look at it on Tuesday. Okay.